Let's make it the way I understand you're supposed to make a caipirinha. So instead of squeezing the lime, we're gonna do something different. We are gonna cut this lime into eighths. I think the overhead camera would be better here. There we go. So we're gonna cut this lime into eighths. And then simply throw them directly into the glass. We're not gonna squeeze the lime. We're not gonna juice the lime. We're actually gonna put the lime directly into the glass. And now we muddle this. And unlike with the Wisconsin Old Fashioned, we are just going to just press everything about this. We want to squeeze out the juice. We want to get the lime peel pressed. We want to get all those flavors extracted. So we want to get everything flattened out as much as we can. Grind it down into a pulpy mess. Try not to literally grind it, so we don't want to get too much pulp, but like the pulp is kind of a feature here with the way we're gonna make the caipirinha. Get all that juice out, get all the oils out of the skin. Do as good a job as you can of just getting everything out of these limes. Okay. I was probably a little over thorough there, but you really do want to get everything out of these limes. Next is kind of the fun part. I forgot to grab it though, so give me 1 sec. Oyster cocktails was do the play of sweet and sour using citrus juice like a lime, like a lemon juice or lime juice, or sometimes orange juice, whatever citrus, and sweetness from simple syrup. We are going to be using raw sugar for this one to add to the rustic vibe. We've already put the limes in there directly so that we can get all the oils and the pulp and the juices out of it. Now, instead of simple syrup, I'm going to put, so I'm not going to be specific here, an amount of sugar. It's obviously going to be to taste. For me, I like 3 bar spoons of sugar. So 1, 2, 3. And those are heaping bar spoons if you saw. I like it to like really mount it up. They aren't particularly well measured, but I just like 3 heaping bar spoons of that. Then of course, 2 ounces of our cachaça. Now, to add even more to how rustic and how different we make this drink, I'm gonna show you a quick shaker trick. So usually another thing with any drink that involves juices, you're gonna want to make it in a shaker, and we will be shaking this drink, but I didn't put this in a shaker. I'm putting it in the cup I'm serving it in, and that's because I want to teach you a trick with the shakers. So I'm only gonna take the small tin. I'm just gonna take the small tin and I'll be right back with the ice. Don't be like me and just use your hands. If you're gonna serve this to someone, be a little more artful with it. But I'm just gonna fill the glass with the amount of crushed ice I think I'm gonna need to fill this glass, and overshoot it a little bit because it's gonna melt a little bit as we shake it. Let me just put the ice back so that it doesn't melt during the stream. And so when you put ingredients in your shaker, how your shaker stays together when you put it together, when something is cold, when it's filled with ice, it creates a vacuum, and then so they are stuck together because of that force. I'm not entirely sure the science of it, but that's why it stays stuck together, and you do have to kind of squeeze it in order to get it out. And then so that's why you can shake it pretty easily. But the thing is, like, these are specifically designed to stick together, but also they're just specifically designed to stick in general thanks to that like scientific method. I'm not 100% sure why the cold air creates like a pressure vacuum like that, but that's why your shaker will stick together like that. And so if you have a shaking tin, you don't need both, you just need a shaking tin. You can just put any glass with the shaker and it will stick. And any cup will stick it to the shaker. This is not gonna get knocked off, and so I can just shake I can just shake it like this. And I'm going to shake this for an extra long time because of the fact that we're using raw sugar instead of simple syrup, so it needs a little extra time to dissolve. Because cold air contracts and warm air expands, the cold air drops the air pressure, causing the milk to contract together, forming the seal. Yeah, there we go. I know it forms a seal of some kind, I just didn't know how. Okay, and then just as we release it, and now, because we built it in the glass, including how much ice we need, we just open pour into the glass. And that's a lot less you need to clean. And that's the perfect amount, and that is a perfect caipirinha. Only 3 ingredients. Very, very similar to a daiquiri, but it's prepared a lot differently. And that preparation makes this taste a lot different as well. I absolutely love a caipirinha. It's gotta be one of my favorite drinks ever, and it's not simply because it's so easy to make. It genuinely is so delicious. You have the sweet and sour going on. You have a weirdly like Jamaican-like funkiness to it, but it's so weird.